It's not every day that you watch an anime and you can actually feel the love that the creators put into it. The industry has really come to the point where studios will focus more on just cranking out more and more seasonal anime, taking a lot of emotion out of the medium. Hello everyone, this is CRPG Monger, and let me just tell you, Little Witch Academia truly is a ray of hope in the current anime industry if there ever was one. But what is it that sets the show aside from all other seasonal anime? Well, first, I need to start from the beginning. Little Witch Academia, from its conception, had quite the humble beginning, with it first starting out as a short film released as part of the Young Animator Training Project's Anime Mirai 2013 project. Wow, that was a mouthful. Then, another short film was produced in 2015, being partially funded by Kickstarter of all things. And now we're here, with its full TV series coming up onto its last few episodes. Like, without even knowing a bit about the anime, that's quite the backstory, huh? But all that aside, as a base anime, what makes Little Witch Academia so special? Well, for starters, the setting of the anime isn't the most unique as it's a magic school, though, to be fair, it's not the typical one you see all the time in anime, but like a Harry Potter-like one, if you catch my drift. Our protagonist, for one, isn't all that special at first glance, as she's the typical archetype of someone who has big aspirations to become like her idol to finally achieving her dream. It's an archetype that I feel works with a lot and really melds with this anime perfectly. And it's not only her, but all characters are their own archetypes, like the nerdy bookworm, the perfect popular girl that can do no wrong, or the demented outcast. On their own, they aren't much, but when you put them together and develop them all through interactions throughout the episodes, sometimes even the main focus of the episode, it really makes for a crap ton of likable characters. And unlike other shows who employ this exact same stuff, the characters, instead of staying in their own respective bubbles, do end up developing over time to become well-rounded in general. In my opinion, that alone would make this a fantastic anime, but there is so much more. Serial shows and episodic shows are both great and can offer unique experiences regardless, but Little Witch Academia, interestingly enough, combines both of them. Though, is the combination seamless? Pretty much, in my opinion. The show starts out with a series of episodic episodes, each with their own little deal surrounding our protagonists. But then, over time, the focus begins shifting from character development to the main goal of collecting the 7 words of Arcturus. Really, when you say it out loud, it sounds pretty simplistic, and at its core, it kind of is. But that's why I believe it's so great. It harkens back to when we would just get anime all the time that wouldn't have to rely on sneaky fan service and other tactics of the like. If there was ever something more deserving of the term a breath of fresh air, it would be this exact show. Because as yes, having fights all the time isn't necessarily a bad thing, the fact that this anime doesn't rely on that is truly something. Sometimes I feel all it takes for something to be amazing is to just be a bit different from the current norm. And this anime for sure captures that. Not to mention that amazing Studio Trigger touch doesn't exactly hurt it either, to be fair. And on a side note, while we're on the topic of Trigger, with the legacy of anime like Kill la Kill, I feel Little Witch Academia will, or at least deserves, to be regarded as their latest huge classic. So I've talked about the plot, characters, and animation. What else could there be to make Little Witch Academia so great? Well, for me at least, and I don't know about you all, but Little Witch Academia is just fun to watch. I know you may be scoffing at that remark, but let's just take a moment here. While yes, dramatic, gritty anime are amazing and I watch a bit too many of them for my own good, it will get to the point where I'm just not even having fun while watching, and I just keep getting strung along by cliffhangers towards a finale or a next season. With Little Witch Academia though, every episode is bright, lighthearted, and frankly a bit funny as well. Even later on as themes get more grim and the story begins to come to a head. At that point, you have already fallen in love with the style and cast of the anime, to the point where you're having fun regardless of what's happening. It just keeps delivering, with every episode being just a joy to watch on its own. What saddens me personally, however, is that Little Witch Academia overall, in places I've seen at least, hasn't been getting much attention, probably due to all the big name anime coming out right now alongside it, and it can be quite frustrating since, at least in my opinion, there needs to be way more anime like this. Anime where you can clearly see the passion behind it, and just the wholesome experience it provides. But that's all I'll say on that. Little Witch Academia has got to be one of the best, if not the best anime I've seen all year, and you know what? I believe it will be one of the best anime this year, because if other anime follow suit, then Little Witch Academia really could revitalize the anime industry for the better. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, do subscribe, and today's cool thing of the day is Studio Trigger. As one of the 2 anime studios I trust the most, Studio Trigger never fails to bring me a fantastic anime. And before I go, one last time, I must tell you to go out there and spread Little Witch Academia. Whether it just be a recommendation, I feel the more people that watch it, the better. Though that being said, I'm the RPG Monger, and don't forget that each and every one of you are fantastic.